Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have our first game that I will be commentating, and I am akarpy, and the game we have is Terran versus Terran, and it's ggPlatypus versus Manbeast. So let's get the show on the road. And looks like pretty standard, good split by Manbeast over here. Not quite sure what happened with Platypus, but certainly I'm sure we'll find out. And nothing too exciting going on so far, but then again, it never is at this point in the game, unless you see some SCVs or probes going out to the other base. But it looks like they're just doing their own thing. And we have our blocking. Wow. Interesting. A blocking supply depot by Platypus, and Manbeast is of course building it in his base, like a lot of other professional players do. No scouting probes yet. I suppose they're planning to finish that supply depot, which is very important. And here we have Manbeast SCV going out, and Platypuses as well. And both players start their barracks. Looks like exactly the same time. We'll have the probes run into each other, or SCVs run into each other in the middle of the map. And it looks like exactly the same timing on those. So it's gonna, I don't know what it's gonna come down to. We have Manbeast continuing to make SCVs. Same thing happening on Platypus' side. You will notice that Platypus has he's pretty much filled his quick keys over here, whereas Manbeast is not so much. He's actually using those. So we'll see the scouting information going down for each player. We have Manbeast pretty much knowing exactly what's up. Saw the barracks over there, and we have Platypus. Saw that expansion going down. Yeah, very heavy on the gas on Platypus' side, and you can see that Manbeast is continuing to scout, even though looks like his yep, there goes that SCV, but the scouting was done. The wall-off is complete by Platypus. We'll see how that will actually work out against Terran with its ranged attack. I'm not quite sure what exactly that will do, but who knows, maybe that will be a big part. So yeah, I will point out that I have not played have not watched this game before, so it will be exciting to see who wins, although I kind of have an idea that it will be Manbeast. Otherwise I don't think he would have sent me this replay to cast as my first one. And we have a good defensive marine lineup by Platypus. Wow, BattleNet connection lost. Well, that's exciting. We have a first scan going down by Manbeast. Not quite sure what how much he actually sees by that. He did see the factory, so that is good information to have. Meanwhile, Platypus is still unaware that the factory went down, and the fact that there's a tac lab on it. Meanwhile, we have Platypus going down with the tech lab himself and a starboard coming up as well. It's interesting to see what exactly that will play, what role that will play in the game, whether there will be Banshees or probably Madivex, and just, yeah, lots of Madivex and probably some Vikings. Who knows at this point. And we do have an expansion go down by Manbeast, which is at this time significantly faster than what we have by Platypus, but at the same time we have Platypus really out mining Manbeast. I'm not quite sure what exactly this missile turret is doing up here. I mean, is he seeing something that I don't? I mean, there's the starport is just now going up, and I guess he's just defensively building against that. He's not even aware of that expansion that went down right here. It looks like a pretty similar lineup. We have 7 Marines over here and 5 Marines on this edge. And we have a small SCV transfer going down from the expansion, and we did just have a scan, so Platypus is aware of all the structures that went down by Manbeast, but he's still unaware of this expansion, and that will be the deciding factor, because as you can see now, this extra expansion is putting Manbeast in the lead in terms of minerals. And when doing Terran versus Terran, that's an important part. If you look at our military units, it's Marine, and looks like Manbeast has an extra tank, but the SCV count is surprisingly pretty even. I mean, these mules right here just make all the difference. For the amount of time that they're alive, they bring in a lot of minerals. So I mean, it's interesting the fact that we have these scans going down, where I mean, at this point they really should be just going with the putting down the mules. And we do have finally the command center going up by Platypus, so he might be able to catch up to this, but I mean, surprisingly, he's not that far behind. 400 minerals is quite a lot on long end. I mean, they'll give you a tank every minute, so that would be a good advantage. And I mean, no air units by. Oh, we do have this lonely Viking going out to do some scouting, although unfortunately he might meet some heavy resistance on this end, and that takes no effort whatsoever on his part to take him out. And Manbeast does have a tendency to supply block himself, and as you can see, that is exactly what he's doing at the moment. Meanwhile, Platypus is quite on top of his supply situation, so we'll have to see what effect they'll have in the end once, if the players do decide to do some kind of harassment and take out the population caps on it. And we'll see whether Manbeast will be able to build up, or whether Platypus will remain in the commanding lead, never running out of supply. And once again, you'll see Manbeast is getting close, but it's definitely good. So interesting. Platypus is putting down a planetary fortress over here. I'm not quite sure what exactly they'll serve. I mean, at this point, I mean, you have so many units, there's really no need to have a planetary fortress right here. And he's still building those missile turrets as though he's expecting some Banshee harassment, which, I mean, I'm not quite sure what he saw that would make him believe this. I mean, if he saw the fact that these were actually reactors, why he was going down for that, all that air defense, not quite sure. As I mean, even if you do a Viking harassment, once you get there, you are pretty much set, because you're gonna land if you're actually gonna accomplish anything with those Vikings. I suppose it's always a good idea to have something defending your base, but I mean, long run. Wow, big change on Platypus's part. And does Manbeast know about this? No, he does not. He's completely unaware that there's going to be 4 starports going down and a reactor in one of them. So I mean, that one's not going to produce anything too exciting. But I mean, if you have air superiority, you better have some good units on the ground. You have just a bunch of Vikings flying around. I'm not quite sure what exactly that will give you. And we have Tac Lab, so there's going to be heavy benchy play by Platypus. Although it looks like, look at that, a drop going down in the main base, and there are no units going for that. Oh, there's some Vikings going down, but not the damage is going to be done. Unfortunately, that is going to be lost. Look at those, all of those SCVs are gone, every single one of them. And it's questionable the fact that Manbeast pulled his units from attacking the SCVs and focused on these Marines, because I mean, realistically, you just want to go for the SCVs, do as much damage as you can, because you can't get out of there. Your Metavex was gone, you're pretty much done with. Yeah, at the same time, Manbeast did expand to this 12 o'clock expansion, and it is the high yield, so as you can see, almost doubling in minerals, quite ridiculous. So once those mules do go down, it evens out, but we do still have this one expansion that's completely saturated. I mean, there's so many SUVs and so many mules on it that, I mean, in all honesty, I do think that this orbital, or this lack of orbital command rather, is gonna turn out to be a bad thing in the end for Platypus. And he did build this other expansion over here, so he will move that up. And then, yeah, there we have our first air battle, and it looks like Manbeast just came out with one ahead. If you look at the unit count, we have Manbeast with significantly more CVs. I'm not quite sure why Platypus did not think about this, and we might actually see, this drop went unscouted. How close? That was ridiculously close. We have more air defenses going down, and this other drop, does he see it in time? He barely sees it. And those units are gonna stim, and they're just gonna go for those. Although I mean, he's making Vikings. I'm not. Oh, look at those battle cruisers! Battle cruisers! I did not even see this come out. When did that happen? Wow! And it looks like this is gonna be the push. Yeah, of course, Manbeast is aware of those, so he's gonna take his massive army and move out with that. And it looks like he's aware of this expansion. He's just gonna go straight for it. Very nice. It's gonna go down before that planetary fortress goes up, that's going to be the deciding factor in this game. It's surprising that all these units, he's just letting that go. Platypus did not do a single thing to prevent that. I mean, those turrets were there, but I'm not even quite sure they took anything out. No, just that one Viking that's down to 29 health is all that's left. And of course, all the stim units will be repaired, and hopefully there will be some SUVs going down.